Hello everyone, Dave Olender here from Olender LLC. So I'm going to do a video today on, and hopefully I won't ramble too much. This isn't what you'd call a polished video. But something I just wanted to show you guys. I've had some requests on how to use a FedEx shipping form using SSRS and Epicor version 10. And so I thought I'd whip something together and kind of throw it out there. So here goes. Let me minimize this. There we go. All right, so I'm on the Epicor training database. I'll have to apologize a little bit because I'm on a VPN, so things are going to be a little bit slow, but we'll just kind of work our way through it. So the scenario I guess I'd like to run through is I'm over here in the Epicor Education, Shipping and Receiving, General Ops, went to Customer Shipments, and again this is the training database, so it's let's just do a quick print preview. I did a demo earlier, but let's take a look at the standard form, standard Epicor form. There she comes up, and it's very plain Jane vanilla. You probably are familiar with this one already. So the question is, how can I use a background image or this? And this works for a watermark image too, by the way. But I've had customers that have said, hey, I want to be able to use the Epicor data, but basically lay it on top of the FedEx form for shipping. I'm like, oh, okay. So did a little poking around, a little looking, and this is the solution that I came up with. All right, so let's go into report style. And let's pull up the pack slip. Okay. I have one here called demo already, but I'm gonna do it again. Let's go to copy report style. We'll change this to demo 2. Demo 2. There we go. Okay, change this to FedEx, same basic nomenclature, right? Demo 2. Okay. Normally, if I was doing this for a client, I would automatically do a data definition. I recommend you do the same. I'm not going to do that because I'm not going to modify the database, and this isn't a long-term deal, right? It's just a demo. So, all right. So we copied the standard style over to demo 2, and let's see. I suppose I could go right into Report Builder, but I don't think I'm going to do that. I think I'm going to show you where I got the FedEx thing. All right, so if I go to here, I went to the FedEx website, and here it is. You can probably see it, www.fedex.com, US Freight, Ship Desk Forms. And on this page is a whole bunch of little PDF-y things here, right? So if you click on the PDF, there's the standard right form. So now it comes with a bunch of like a second page that we don't really need, right? We can strip that off. So what I did was I printed this as a PDF, and I only did the current page. I did the very first page. So, oops, not just yet. So I printed it to a PDF. My PDF creator created a PDF, and I stuck it into a folder here. So there's my PDF, and it's all one page. So I'm like, okay, well, I got it into a PDF. Now how do I get it into an image? So what I did was I printed it and then scanned it back in. And when the scan came back in, I got this guy. right? This, yeah, yep, this guy. So I'm thinking, oh, okay, I'm good to go. Let's just bring that into SSRS. So let's try that. All right. So let's switch over to. Let's see. I'm on the system here. Let's go to reports, custom reports. There's my demo 2. Here's the pack slip. And we'll do an edit. All right. So let me resize some things here just so. And I apologize for the small resolution. All right. So here's the standard pack slip, which we really don't want. And so what I would recommend doing, and this is the first thing I did, is highlight this whole thing and just smoke it, which is technical for delete it. Go ahead and highlight somewhere in here so you expose the what do they call these things? Tablexes, right? It's a table / matrix. Select the whole matrix, delete it. See ya, wouldn't want to be ya. And get rid of that. I'm even going to get rid of the header, and I'm going to get rid of the footer. There we go. So I've got one big blank nothing. All right, so to this, we're going to add over here with the body selected, right? And if you don't have this turned on, and you're in Report Builder, if you go to View, the Properties window sometimes is not turned on by default. So just go to View, turn on the Properties, and then you can kind of see where your context is. So if you go to, if you right-click and then go to Report Properties, you'll see your margins. I'm going to leave those right now, although I suppose I could set. I usually drop this down, right, to 3/4 or less, and the other margins we'll leave for now. All right. So the next step is we've got the body of this report selected. So this is where we're going to say background image right here. And rather than going external, which you can go external if you decide to program it that way, just kind of a heads up. I've done this for signatures for like purchase orders where maybe you have a bunch of buyers and you want to have buyer signatures. Well, you can have them as an external place it has to be on the web server, right, on the IIS server where SSRS is running. But not even that, I guess you wouldn't have to have, because you could do a virtual directory to those folders. But for all practical purposes, yes, it needs to be on the server. And then you can just say, you know what, this is an external reference, and it'll go off and get it. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to embed it, right? I'm going to embed this image. So the value can be an expression. What I'm going to do is go over here to images, right-click, and say Add. And I'm in my Scratch folder, and I did a FedExing here somewhere. Yep, FedEx. Here we go. All right, so let's bring in the 200. And again, I'll have to apologize for the delay here because I'm on a slow connection. So the image is on my local machine, but it needs to, I'm actually working on the SSRS server, which is remote. So oh, sorry. No, I thought it was just because I was slow. No, I forgot to pick this. pick, there we go. Sorry. I knew there was a slow part in here. I just didn't remember where it was. All right. So this is what happened the first time I tried this. I'm like, what the heck? This thing's sitting at here at 200. I was like, how do I scale this, right? How do I set this to proportional? There's different MIME types. I set it to JPEG, which is what this is. And I'm like, you know, nothing seemed to be working. It's like, oh, yeah, you can't scale. So I did a little reading. So I'm gonna, let me get rid of this image. There we go. And then I'll delete it. So what I ended up doing, and let's go back to my list here. So I ended up going into this image and edited it. Well, here, let me go into, I'll just edit it. I'm using paint.net, which is, it's a great free program. It's kind of equivalent of the old Jask Paint Shop Pro when that came out. That was a great editor. It's so it's free and it's really pretty powerful. And so anyways, yeah, one of my customers turned me on to paint.net. Highly recommend it. All right, so I have this in paint.net, and usually what I'll do is I'll go to the image and say, okay, I want to resize this. And you can see that the resolution is set at 200, right, pixels per inch. And the width is, you know, 15 by 20. So what I did was I said, okay, you know, this native image is 7.8 by 10.2. So so what I did was I said, okay, let's make this a 96 dpi. And when you do that, of course, these numbers get thrown off. So I ended up putting in the 7 point, I think I had to go 9. Yeah. So I said, okay, let's change this, you know, since I have the aspect ratio set here, whatever I put here, this will automatically fill in. If I turn off the aspect ratio, then you can set these independently. I don't recommend that. You know, try to keep the aspect ratio, otherwise you get these weird looking fonts and things. So we've kept that. We've got the 96 dpi, and the width is, you know, hopefully going to be right. And I'm not going to save this one because I've already done it and ended up with this guy right here. I call it FedEx 96. So, but if we look at this, it is 7.9 by 10.23 at 96 pixels per inch. Why that is, I don't know. If one of you knows how to get around that and use a higher resolution, please add a comment and show me how to do that, because I haven't figured that out yet. All right, so with that in mind, we're going to add an image. I'm going to pick my 96. We'll bring that in, and we will set the value to 96, and you can see, oh, that looks promising. So the only other thing you need to set is the clip. Set the clip background, because if you go, this one won't, but there may be some reports where, you know, you go multiple pages and you want the image, you know, the background image to repeat for each page. So I found clip works for that. Although I've seen one example where they said repeat X. Not quite sure what the difference is. The one I used recently, I had to use clip. So the repeat X did not work well for me. So, all right. So let me zoom out a little bit here so we can. So there's our image, and you're like, okay, but that's a background image that sits on this body, but we don't have any data, right? There's nothing being shown here. So so that's where you're going to basically come back to here. We're going to say insert, and I'm going to say a list, and just throw a list in here. Okay, let me pick the again, it's a list. A list is really just a tablet with one row and one column. So that's all it is. So we'll scooch that over so that it takes up the same basic space. Let me highlight the tablets, and then we need to associate it with a data set. So let's associate that with ship detail. Okay, and yeah, I suppose I could even make that, draw that down. Yeah, although I'm not going to get that detailed. All right, so let's zoom in a little bit, and I'm going to shift this off to the side, and then I have another instance here. Oops, there it is. All right, let me come back up. All right, so let's pick, and I'm not going to do them all, but I'm just going to say this is the standard report. Sorry, I should have explained. This is the standard report, the pack slip report, and I'm just going to use this to grab some of the expressions, right? Like this expression points to a delimited list under company, and it picks the element 0, right? Well, I could have typed that in over here by myself, but I'm lazy. And so I'm just going to steal where I can. So we're going to copy that, which is the shipper name, and then we'll just paste it. It comes in here, and we'll just set that there. And line 2 is going to be an address line. So, all right, where did you go? Thought I put it in there. What the heck? Where did that go? There it is. Huh, okay. I don't know what happened there. Alright, and the third line, which I think is city, state, and zip, I'll copy and we'll just paste that here. I'll put it under city. So it's not really right, but anyways, you'll get the idea. Alright, so let's save this. This is the thing that could take a moment or two because of my slow connection. But you get the basic idea, right? I mean, we're going to create the FedEx form, make the FedEx form a background image, and then we're just going to set on top of it the Epicor data that we want to print. So, all right, so that's saved. So let's go back and print this. And let's pick the demo 2, do the preview. And let's see what happens. There we go. Shazam. There's an old phrase, huh? There you go. Data sitting on top. Now I've had some. Now I'll give you. Oh, here's a page 2. Yeah, you can see it went to page 2 for some reason. Oh, probably because there's more than one line or something. Yeah. But so yeah, you'll have to do some alignment tweaking and some adjusting, and obviously I don't want to have city, state, and zip all in one line. They looks like FedEx has them in separate places, but concept-wise, you get the idea, right? You make the FedEx, you scan the FedEx form. The trick is the 96 DPI, guys. That's key. Otherwise, you'll be scratching your head. The other thing you can do, but be careful about it, is that you can set. Let me here. Where's the? Let me pick the tablets. So if you look at the tablets, you can do the same thing on the background image, right? It'll take a background image, but you have to be careful about that because if the data doesn't span a full page, then it will get chopped off. I tried doing this once for a job traveler where they wanted to have like a first article watermark, right? And so I attached it to the tablets, The problem was that, page 3 only had 2 items on it, and so the tablix was only a quarter of the page, and the image got truncated, right? It was getting chopped off because it was the background image can only be as big as the tablix, and if the tablix is only 2 or 3 lines long, then of course the full watermark doesn't show. So I found making the watermark or the background image part of the body works better. So now there may be situations where you don't want that to happen, right? Maybe let's say your terms and conditions page. That's another good one where you would use maybe a background image to say proprietary or whatever. So you might want to associate a background image with that, and typically for like terms and conditions pages, I'll set that up as a footer element. And no, I'm sorry, not a footer. It's going to be a group footer, right? Not a page footer, but a group footer. And then I'll attach the image to that row, and then just use a page break to make sure it starts on the first page. So anyway, sorry, I'm starting to wander there. I apologize for that. But so that's basically it. Hopefully I haven't put too many of you to sleep. And these videos, to be honest with you, help me sometimes also, because I'll go, hey, I know I've done that FedEx thing before. How did I do that? And so that's kind of why I do these videos, is just a refresher for myself also. So hope this is helpful. If you've got corrections or things I've said, please don't be shy. Throw it onto my comment section. If you know how to get around this 96 dpi limitation, I would love to hear about that too, because I haven't figured that one out. And but you saw my email in the beginning. It's dlender@olenderconsulting.com. And thanks for watching, and hope this is helpful.